Hello, my loves, and welcome back to your Behati Love Note reading. So we have 3 different piles that, there's going to actually be more than 3, but we have 3 different piles that are in front of us right now that I'm going to be shuffling and pulling from. I wanted to start off with the Oracle cards first because. So let's go ahead and start to shuffle. What is it that needs to be seen and heard? It's going to be a live shuffle if you don't mind. I hope that you are doing well, darling. Okay, we have our 3. And now let's do Wisdom of the Avalon. Whoops. I saw that one a little bit, but that's okay. And then let's do the Gilded Reverie Lenormand. I love this deck. The extended edition. I don't know about you, but I'm finding the shuffling a little relaxing right now. I hope that you are too. Just reminding us that there's really no need to rush in life, you know? Let's just enjoy our time together. I'm really feeling the Flower Therapy Oracle cards. It's just so funny. I have like so many different Oracle cards. It's insane how much I have, and I just always find myself gravitating towards the same cards. Creature of habit, I always say that. Actually, let's put those 2 down. I'm very excited because next week I'm going to be diving into personal readings, people who have reserved. I need to take a little miniature break, and we're going to pick right back up. So I'm really excited to connect with everybody. If you've reserved a reading for me and you're waiting, we are about to shuffle for you. I'm really excited. I love that time. I really do. Okay. Let's go ahead and dive in. So there's 3 different piles here, and I'm gonna go through each message as if it's like a pick a card. However, you guys know how it is with Behati Love Notes, that because we're so focused on our group here, they sometimes, that they've like 9 times out of 10, and by 9 times out of 10 I mean like 9.9 times out of 10, they all have linked up hand in hand. So we'll see how it goes. I'm just going to stay open to the process, and I ask that you stay open to the process and channeling too. All right, let's go ahead and look at the first message here. We have new idea and communicate with your angels. This is so interesting because when I pulled the new idea card and communicate with your angels, the first thing that I heard was incoming, and it's giving literally like a beam of like a good, like not a good idea, but like a new thought. Yeah, let's see what else we have here. Then we have deception and wisdom. Along with miracles. And then the two, see, look, we have the birds and we have the well. Yeah, to me, this is giving, seriously, I'm not trying to sound like cliche, but the owl card and this new idea energy and this communicate with your angels, this feels like a divinely appointed message, something that kind of dings into your head, makes sense, provides clarity, creates like a solution, and just keeps giving again and again and again. The birds represent always information, chitter chatter, gossip, noise, in a good way. Usually it sometimes can be loud and overwhelming, but for the most part, what I'm getting from this is like if you've prayed for a solution, if you've prayed for an answer and you've waited and you're patient, and then it clicks right in when you least expect it. It can come in through a dream. It can come in through something someone says. It can come in through literally an idea. If you haven't already experienced this, or if this is something that you're looking for, this is something that you can pray for or ask for or set intention for. Like a good idea that keeps giving in a big and beautiful way. For some of you guys, be really mindful of this feeling of you're asking for too much, especially if you've had blessings or answered prayers in the past and you feel like, who am I to ask for this again? Who are you? You are a child of the divine. And we stay in communication with our angels, with our guides, with our ancestors, with the higher power, and the higher power within us, and the blessings continue to flow. Period. The protection flows. Period. So allow yourself to receive. I do get a strong sense that what you hear now, because sometimes not sometimes, I'm always asking for discernment. I want to make sure that when I hear like a message coming through, where is it coming from? Like whose voice is it? I feel like this is definitely coming from a blessed place. You'll know. And if you ever have doubts, or if you feel like the energy has been tricky lately or confusing or conflicting, you can ask for that discernment, you can ask for that clarity, and it will be provided. For some of you, you may need to ask for the words to express yourself, to articulate yourself clearly, to know what to say, how to say it for the first time. But I feel like for the most of you guys, you're going to receive like divine intervention. It's giving like Archangel Gabriel. That provides a lot of wisdom, like provides a lot of clarity and insight. Much, much needed. I also feel that for some of you guys, you may be asking for peace as you enter into a new direction in your life. You may need to ask for confirmation and reassurance that this new season in your life, this new stage, that you're prepared, or that it's going to be okay, or to give you peace to know and to trust this divine plan, and to be able to have fear, have doubt, have insecurity, but still move forward regardless, because your trust goes so deep. For some of you, there's a wish that's being answered big time. It will feel like a miracle. Don't question it. Again, allow yourself to receive, regardless of how the blessing comes through. Okay? Give yourself some credit, but also give the divine and your angels and your guides some credit as well. Okay. Let's look at the next message. The next few cards we have patience. Chakra clearing. Restriction, which this is one of the cards that showed up earlier. Restriction. Do you guys see a pattern here? And then the next one, wisdom. Yeah, they are kind of linking hand in hand. The owl spirit's showing up here as well. And then we have 3 cards. We have the dice, the lady, and the gentleman. Interesting. I want to say right away that, like, it's so interesting and it just makes me smile. Life is so interesting. I feel like a teenager trying to express myself right now, probably because Mercury is retrograde and pregnancy brain is real. But, it makes me smile because life is so wonky. We could be like 60, 70, 80, 90, 10, 14, 6, 22, 36. And life just be lifing. And it's just so weird. And you just not even half of the time. Like, we're all just out here trying. Just fucking out here fucking trying. Like, everybody is out here trying to survive. And rewind, right? Maybe a few weeks ago I was working on readings and everybody kept drawing the same card, like the same energy of everybody is doing their best. That was one of the cards. And the second one was everyone is just trying to survive. And it kept showing up that week. And to me, there was a common theme, like a thread that connected randomly. Everything is so divinely timed, like, for real. It doesn't shock me, but it does shock me. Like, it doesn't surprise me, but every time it, like, stuns me, right? But it's like everybody that I worked on that week, they just had this common thing of, like, assuming, like, they were very powerfully protected and just powerfully empowered. Like, they're so gifted and know themselves, like, very intuitive. But intuitive still, we need each other. We could always benefit from another gifted person pouring into us, someone that we trust. And those people are hard to find. And it's funny because in their space of being patient, and there's a reason why I'm sharing this with you, in this space of being patient and receiving blockages, they started to second guess themselves. They started to kind of doubt, especially when they would see other people either living their life and things happening for them, or people living their lives and not giving a fuck what happens to them. And as this very intuitive, spiritually inclined and listening to direction person who is looking for the divine and talking to the divine and the ancestors and angels and guides, they're the feeling that you feel when you're not getting any information, it makes you sometimes, over time, it'll make you second guess. Can you even trust the divine? Can you even trust this path? Can you even trust your gifts? Is it over now? And that's where, readings and intuitive and gifted and seers and visionaries are very important, because they speak back into us what we know and reassure us so that we can get to the finish line. And that's what I'm seeing as I'm looking at these cards right now, is you may be in a space right now where you may have the wisdom, but you may be doubting. You may feel like, did I mishear? Can I trust my intuition? Can I trust the divine? Can I trust do I even want to follow orders? Or why is it the rest of the world can say fuck it and throw caution to the wind and seemingly be bailed out by the universe? You know, I just want to tell you, give it time. Give it time. Just because you're not seeing the answer, just because there's no, or you may have received clear direction years ago or weeks ago or days ago and there's been no progress or movement forward, it doesn't mean that the plan has changed, that something has gone wrong, that things have shifted. It just means that we have to wait again for your instruction. And it's not just you. It's typically it's the more gifted individuals have to, they get, I don't say tested a little bit more, but because they are so focused on the plan, time can kind of slow down and faith can be really tested. So just know that there's a reason for why you are in the place that it is that you are today. There's a reason why things are the way that they are today. If you can, try to enjoy it and try to find the balance between yourself, between you making intentional movement and then also you intentionally falling back and allowing yourself to just trust and be protected. For those of you guys that are concerned with relationships and or love, right? Like love in the future, or a person is heavy on your mind and heart. There's a reason why there is separation or restriction or a need for you to be patient. Now, for some of you guys, it could be with the progress of the relationship, and for others, it could be independently the progress that it is that you are experiencing, not together as a couple, but in your private lives. Just because you're in a relationship together doesn't mean that your lives are completely interwoven in every single aspect. Think about the one partner has their job and another partner has their job, and they all have separate goals. Of course, you're rooting for each other, but your goals aren't contingent on the other person's successes or wins or failures or whatever. Both of these people have their own path, and it's important that they walk that path. It's important that they go through the lessons that they need to go through, because even though they're together, they're individuals first and foremost. When it comes to two people coming together, whether you know this person, whether you love this person, whether you are waiting to hear from them, whatever the communication looks like, there's a reason why there are blockages and growth that needs to happen. There's things that someone needs to release, surrender. And that's not something that the other person can incite or like bring out in another. They have to choose it for themselves. I'm seeing this. It's really interesting how separate these two people are. Just the fact that they're looking in two different directions. To me, it shows that these are things that masculine, feminine need to focus on, prioritize, not looking at each other. They're just very different. Like, the energies are very different. There may have been attraction, there may have been a common goal, there may have been marriage or some type of commitment and bond or an expectation to fulfill that. But as time goes on and as lifes, you know, as you're living your life and it just is fucking lifing, like, people grow in different directions or people have different motives. It could be within 3 months. Things usually happen in 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, like in threes, like 9s and 12 years and so. People have to reassess. So if you find that there's a blockage, if you find that there's communication, if you find that there's separation, if you find that either together as a couple or as a relationship, there's patience that needs to be stretched here and expressed. Allow that to be so. And I don't want to say trust, because that's such a cliche and that's easier said than done. And I'm human too. And if there have been times where I've been in this situation where it's like, it just really seems like life is just throwing the dice, like, and how it falls is the fate of the relationship. And that is a horrible feeling, very vulnerable. And the stakes seem so high. And that feels really unfair, and it feels really exhausting and tiring and anxiety inducing. Like, the list goes on and on. But, so I'm not going to tell you to trust, but I will tell you that there is a divine wisdom to how things should unfold. And minimally, do know that if a person's energy and aura is receptive to receive, they will. If that means that they receive each other and that they find each other again and choose each other again equally, then so be it. That's how the chips fall. If this means that this person's luck is not good and it's like a gamble and they're losing and you're winning, or both are losing or both are winning, let it be so. I'm not going to say trust. I'm not going to say trust the situation, because it's hard to do that. And we'll say it to her blue in her face. Let's go ahead and be honest with ourselves and say when you cannot trust, when you don't feel like you can trust a situation. I would rather you guys be honest with yourself and your feelings. That way you can see it, that way you can feel it, and that way you can, I don't say prepare yourself, but have that conversation with the divine so that your angels and your guides can be there with you while you authentically feel and think what you are thinking and feeling. It does make a difference. It may not necessarily change the outcome, but it will change your ability to handle yourself in that situation. Let's move on to the next cards. Let go of anxiety. Wise soul. I don't know if you guys are seeing the wisdom that keeps showing up. Remember how I was saying, like, yeah, we can have like a pick a card situation, but at the end of the day, there's 9.9 times out of 10. Anytime I try to do like a pick a card for the collective, for Behati Love Notes, they just kind of go hand in hand. Okay, then we have the King. Yep, so we've got the masculine energy coming up, man authority, male sexual energy, things pertaining to the law and justice. And then we have protection, guardians of the land, which is masculine energy here as well. Once again, someone here feels like canceling plans. Wow. And then we have a lady showing up again, and the dog representing loyalty. So someone here, again, needs to kind of know that what is for you will not pass you. And it's interesting that the masculine and the feminine is showing up. Maybe not in the same oracle cards, but it doesn't matter. The energy is here. The presence is here, you know. And I'm seeing the King as masculine energy that chooses to protect that which it cherishes. It is loyal, naturally, effortlessly, chooses to be loyal to that which it cherishes and protects. And that is the answer. That's the answer. If you're in a situation right now, again, where you feel disconnected from the masculine, you oftentimes will be better off, especially with this wise soul. You'll be better off knowing, like, you'll be better off knowing that, like, oftentimes how someone's energy approaches you is, it doesn't always reflect their intention, because sometimes their intention is to protect you, but they just don't have the capacity to. And you could fall in love with the potential of that situation, or you can accept it for what it is. Give them the space, the grace to grow into the person who can protect, who can guard, or who is capable. And migrate yourself, move yourself temporarily or however long into a place where you don't have to have anxiety because the outside world is, caving in, or life is stressing you out, and then you have this masculine energy who's adding on to that stress, right? I'm saying this because some of you guys may be actually in that situation right now where that's your reality. For others of you guys, I'm sure you can think back to a time where, and this could be a root chakra thing, where this could be father figure or masculine energy as a whole, where you could look at how you may respect this masculine energy, how it tried to protect you, but in the ways that it may have made you vulnerable. Or if you have masculine energy that you trust and it has always loyally chosen you, like it's always, you've never had to question its loyalty. You've never had to question whether it was a friend or whether it was kind or considerate or thoughtful of you and your needs, that it protected you. Go to that place. Your soul remembers that. It may not necessarily, for some of you guys, it may not necessarily have been in this life. It could have been in a past life where your body remembers what it's like to be guarded and protected unconditionally with nothing asked of you, and the way that you felt in that past life as you were effortlessly protected and guarded. Call out for that again. For some of you, it's just so interesting that the feminine energy is showing up here. For some of you, you are female, right? There's like 89% of you, I think, are female here, or identify as women. For some of you, you may be woman, right? Feminine energy, but lately have been called into your masculine, where you're needing to look after yourself. You may be handling things, like I like to say, like far beyond my maturity level. Like, I'm an adult, obviously, but I have a Tamagotchi. I also have Squishmallows. And I also can pump the air in my tires, but choose not to. And that is a very accurate example, because this morning, my boyfriend and I woke up at like 6 o'clock in the morning and was just like, I need a bagel, specifically an Asiago bagel. Let's wait for one of my favorite bagel shops to open up. And he was like, all right, like what you want is what you get. And as soon as the place opened up, we were on the way. The notification on my car went off and was like, hey, you need to fill your tires with air. And I was just like, okay, that makes sense, Mercury retrograde. And we drove to like 3 different spots, no lie, because every single one of the air pumping machines to like lift my tires, like fill my tires, was broken. And I'm like, that right there is Mercury retrograde all by itself. And then there was this lady, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm telling you guys this, like just really just kind of spouting off. But there was this lady who was like clearly panicking at one of these air pumping station, and she was like puffing on this like pipe thing. I forget what those things are called, but a vape, and she was stressing out, like freaking out, and her car wasn't going to move from this air pump thing, and she like called her friend, and he was on his way, and she just felt like she was taking up space. And then she came running over to the car, and she was like clearly going through it, and I was just like, take your time, like, do you want a bagel? Because I had bagels. Of course, I chose food first over getting my tires pumped. Girl logic. And like, who wants to handle hard things or annoying things when you're hungry? I don't. And so I was like, did you want a bagel? And she was like, oh my god, thank you so much, but no, I'm good. And it was just a whole shit show. But the point of the story is, and I hope she's doing well. I hope wherever she is, because she was really panicking. Like, she was like like just really like hyperventilating. The point is that I am an adult, but like sometimes you just don't want to adult. Like sometimes you just don't want to be the masculine. Like you just don't want to, period. Like I don't have to explain myself. I just want to enjoy my bagel and just go home and do my work happily, you know? So anyway, the point is that this is all a small little piece of my life, and maybe a little bit of a metaphor that I can share with you guys, and at the end of the day, some of you guys, like my little annoyances this morning, pale in comparison to what it is that you might be experiencing right now. But I'm saying, regardless, you can always turn your face to the divine, to your angels and your guides, to your ancestors, and ask them, this feels bigger than me, and I don't want to have to fight to protect myself. I need your help. I need your strength. I need your courage. I need your conviction. I need the things that are bothering me and the things that are stressing me to let go of me, release their grip of me, so that I can feel calm again, so that my nerves can cool down, so that I can feel peace within my heart. I may know the direction, I may know what needs to happen next, but what I really need from you and what I'm asking of you is to give me peace and joy and levity and uplift me for now, as quickly as you can. Because I'm doing things that I know I'm required to do, I know I'm capable of doing, but I don't want to do them, or I don't know if I can do them, or whatever your truth is. So feminines, ask for that. And if you're male energy, you're allowed to ask for that too. I encourage you to. I also ask that you ask for things that are sure things. It's funny too, because I have a dog bone right here. Look how tiny this little dog bone is. These are the milk bones, but they're super tiny because this is what Franklin eats. And I just happen to have one here because we've been getting visited by those kitties. I don't know if I told you guys about them, but I've had a few friends tell me that I've hit the cat lottery and that those cats have chosen the house. They are very much happy to be wild cats, I guess, or neighborhood cats, but they've been staying in the backyard and we've been feeding them. And I don't know how I feel about that, but it feels good, but I just think that it can be a problem later. But we're going to take it day by day, and Mike loves them and is trying to befriend them, and so am I. But like, I can see how this is going to turn into a problem later. At least it did when I was in Philly. Like, you just knew, but Philly was like overrun by street cats. But I too had a street cat, and he was the best. Anyway, it's funny that we have this little dog treat here, and then we have the dog. So for me, this kind of represents, the reason why I have this milk bone is because I was going to give it to the cat. But right now I'm going to give it as an energy, like a little token to this little puppy here. Which could represent you leaving offering. Okay, so regardless if you're man or woman, go ahead and ask for protection and peace and change of events and the things that you can trust, whether they be friends showing up for you, whether it be your job or your boss vouching for you, whether it be your clients understanding your intention and being patient and knowing that you're doing your best. Now I'm speaking to myself, right? You know, at that point. And protect yourself from anybody, because especially when people know what you have to give, when they know how powerful you are, or when they know that you do give your all, that can really make people be like, well, what the fuck? You know, why is it taking so? Anyway, I'm speaking on my own situation now. Just know that if it's not meant to be, then, and if it's giving you anxiety or if it's giving someone else anxiety, it's okay to let it go. It's okay to protect your peace here, you know, whatever that looks like. And ask for your angels and your guides to give you the direction to know what that will look like. For some of you guys, look to your friends and also be a good friend to yourself. So that is your reading, but we're not done yet. No, no, no. We are not. I'm going to shuffle from the Essential Oil Oracle card, and then I got to dip out because I did agree to go on a picnic, take a break from work. I've been working very hard the last 3 days. Very, very proud of myself and my progress, and I'm rewarding myself with some time with some friends. We're going to have a picnic on the beach. All right. Wow. No joke. Can't make this up. The card that jumped out for you was uplifting. Connected to the word cheerful, trigger statement, I am powerless. The true statement is, I'm excited to see what the future brings. The future is bright. Enjoy knowing that your optimism today fuels your amazing tomorrow. So tell yourself the future is bright. And if you don't believe that, ask your angels and your guides to prove it to you. Frankincense, I am alone, connected to the word enlightenment. That's a trigger statement. This is what your shadow self is saying to you. I'm alone, I'm alone. True statement, I am one with all that is. Dear child, you are safe and loved as you continue on your journey of self-exploration. And I really feel the emphasis on your journey, like this is your journey, your path. The next card we have here, wow, Citronella, connected to the word expel. The trigger statement is, I'm being invaded. I just feel panic with this. The true statement, I am pure. As you align with the frequency of peace, the invasions from outside yourself and dissonance within are neutralized. All right, my loves. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Randomly, I kind of feel like, I haven't done this in a long time, but I kind of feel like I might share this reading with the collective. I hope if you're part of Body Love Notes that you don't mind. I don't know why, I just feel like people need to hear this, which is not my most powerful reading, but I feel like someone needs to hear this. I'm going to ask for a little bit more clarity and discernment on that before I decide to share. Don't be surprised if you see this on the internet. You guys know you have hundreds of readings, and I haven't shared in any of them with the collective. They've been exclusively yours. I feel like I'm going to ask if this is something that needs to be shared with the collective. If so, I will. And I hope that I'm not offending anybody that's part of Behati Love Notes. And if not, then, it's just for the group. But I just had this feeling of maybe I should be sharing. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for allowing me to connect with your energy once again. And give it about 2 days, and we will be back, reconnecting back with the energy, seeing what's up, seeing what we need to hear. Journal on this as you need to. If you need me, you know where to reach me. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.